Put your hands together for the one, the only Renee Montgomery, everybody.
What's
Renee.
up, guys? WNBA, by the way. I know you guys are used to men's sports, but I see the NWSL hoodie you got on, Christian. We love to see it.
Yeah, man. That's what we do here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you are, our first WNBA, former WNBA player. It's an absolute
also
honor.
first WNBA owner. I mean,
okay, yeah. I mean, look, we could take the next half hour and just go over Renee's resume, which I'm happy to do.
Renee's like, please don't do that. Here we go.
The place I want to start is, you made a lot of headlines because you announced your retirement during 2020, a very challenging year when it came to coronavirus, confronting issues with race in this country. And you were straight up and you said, I'm done with my basketball career so that I can focus on these issues. And then when it came to the league and the players in it, the WNBA, NWSL as well, on the forefront of really taking on these issues, what was the, that decision like? What was it like before you made that decision? And then, to see the positive effects after you made that decision, how are you feeling now?
I made that announcement on Remotely Renee, which is a podcast that I do with my mom and my sister. Shouts to Snook and all of them, the crew, my manager, VP. I was a crying, nasty, snotty mess, okay? That's what that moment was like. And but I was really crying over, the career that I had. I was thankful for all of the years. And then, everyone, when I made the announcement, people didn't know what I was trying to do. But, I knew that I was very close to getting a part of ownership of the Atlanta Dream. So I was crying happy tears. I was crying memory tears. I was crying all kinds of different tears. But to me, it was like things were changing. Since when do they allow a player to retire and then become an owner? That usually never happens. And so I was excited for my family. But to shout out the WNBA, the NWSL, like Naomi Osaka, tennis, you can just see the athlete activism stood up in 2020, and it was just fun to be a part of.
Now, you also have, I don't even know how to think about it. You went undefeated for an entire year in college. You went 39-0. And obviously you won the championship. Imagine you didn't win the championship. You're like, what was that for? But you went.
I mean, that was the Golden State Warriors season against Cleveland. Anyway.
But you didn't lose one match. Or one game, I should say. It's not soccer right now. You didn't lose one game. Going through that, do you think that prepared you for sort of putting you in the position that you were? Because the one thing we remember you for so much in the WNBA is that sort of that leadership role and that thing. And you've taken that now out of the WNBA. You've now continued this as you go on. And even in your retirement, as Christian mentioned, you said, I'm now going to be a leader in the community. I'm not going to do these other things. When you look back at that moment, one, how incredible was that to go 39-0? And two, do you think that moment prepared you, or did that, like for me, I'd be like, I can't lose. I'm going to do whatever I want from now on.
I'm going to live forever.
Yeah.
The exact opposite. Yes, that moment prepared me for anything in the future because, first of all, that happened on my senior year. So there were a lot of reasons why that moment was huge. Imagine leaving UConn and not winning any championships. Like that is like unheard of. And I was on my way to do that. So my senior year, we had won no championships. People even now ask me when I say I went to UConn, they're like, oh yeah, how many championships did you win? I'm like, one. They're like, one? And I'm like, I'm so proud of that one. For that reason, like when you go to UConn, people just expect you to win like 4 championships in your 4 years. And so for me, it was a high pressured year. So to say if that helped me or not, absolutely, because at every break, I was starting to think maybe we need to lose a game before we hit to the tournament because I don't want to go in there undefeated in our first game, be the loss and knock us out. So that was in the back of my mind, like this is getting scarier. But then when we went into the tournament and we hadn't lost a game, I was like, well, shoot, we don't have a choice now. We got to go undefeated. And it was a crazy moment because, again, it was my last chance. Like, it was my very last chance to make, with college, it's so different from pros. You can try for 20 years if you want to play in the pros to get a championship. But college, you have this little window. And so you have to get it done or that's part of your history. It's just like you went goose egg. And so that moment was more of a relief than excitement, if I'm being honest, because it was just like, oh my gosh, we really did it. And then that drove me the rest of my career, because you have to learn to perform under pressure. Like, that's all that whole year was, just pressure.
But it just shows like what the level of excellence that UConn brings, where people are like, they can't even believe that you just didn't win every single year.
You failed because you only won one.
Wow, I can't believe you even mentioned in that one victory.
I know. I wouldn't tell people you went to college.
Wow.
Buying into Liverpool at that time was, I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah. You got it to the moon before.
Yeah, exactly. To the moon, exactly.
Yeah. LeBron is the original Dogecoin.
He's the original Dogecoin. It's crazy.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, the WNBA, I mean, we're seeing it with, especially with ratings and overall viewership has just exploded. And there is this, from year one to now, it's a different, it's just on a different level, especially the level of support that you're seeing from the NBA, from the men's side, where, dudes are, they show up wearing the orange WNBA hoodie. Just can you talk a little bit about the league? You're an owner now. How do you feel about where it is now? And then where do you see this going? What are the things that you would like to see improve with the league?
Yeah, no, I love it. I love that support from the brothers in the NBA, my brothers in the NFL, like all the homies that I don't even know them. I just call them homies because, like, if we rocking in this thing together, we now. So when I see them rocking the orange hoodie, look at you rocking the hoodie, I think it's dope because we saw, one of Kobe Bryant's last photos is of him wearing the WNBA hoodie. And we saw the impact that he wanted to make when it came to the women's game. I mean, you even see men athletes that play basketball, NBA players, they show love to the WNBA. It's really just the trolls on the internet that don't really get it that, women and men can both play sports. What a concept. So I love when there's guys that just like authentically, boldly don't care. They're like, yeah, I rock with the W. Yes, I rock the gear. Because to me, that's like that. We love to have it, like we stand tall as women and we want to fight for causes, but we love getting support too. We love having allies as well. So, the numbers are up, viewership is up, everything is up in the WNBA right now. And we love to see it.
Yeah, I've mentioned this on the show before, but one of my cousin Annabelle, she played basketball in college in Massachusetts, and she ended up playing for the Dominican national team. And I think when I was a kid, you have that skepticism, like girls can't do this, girls can't do that, or whatever. Then I played her. I was probably 14 or 15 years old. I played her. We're the same age.
What happened?
Yo, embarrassed me. And I'm like, just posting me up, fadeaways all day, getting by me. I'm like, okay, all right, I learned my lesson real quick.
Christian was like, look, I'm not going to say every girl can play, but I know this one can. Okay,
right. That's how he was. He wasn't going to give it to us all. He was like, that girl bad. I'm going to tell you right now, I played her myself.
And that's also, if there's other girls like this, I don't want to go near them on the court.
Listen, you are exactly like every guy. They want to play us one-on-one, like from the couch. So I'm like, you want to get up from the couch, me, somebody that plays professionally, you want me to take my time, like, you one-on-one to prove that women play ball, like it's so crazy. Shouts to your cousin though. My fiance is from the DR, so shouts to the Dominican team.
Let's go. Yeah.
Actually, you're engaged to a Queens Dominicana, okay?
I am. Just to let y'all know what I'm dealing with over here.
So let me tell you, you are fully prepared for, I don't know why something so small is making you so mad.
Fully prepared. I understand it all. You can say every joke to me. I would know, like, for sure. I made the mistake on Father's Day of only saying goodbye once when we were leaving the house to the family members. I thought I had already said goodbye. Like, you're not going to tell them goodbye again. I'm like, oh, my bad, goodbye. See y'all later. So you got to say like 5 different goodbyes. highs and
Yeah.
lows.
Yeah. They have to be personalized. Yeah.
Uh-huh. You didn't kiss Abuela on the cheek twice?
Yeah, listen, Sumami, Subabi, Santillo. Like, listen, come on now, listen.
One of my favorite things about women's sports in these last few months, it seems, or the last few years, really, it seems like it's getting to the point now where there's kids coming out of high school that are ready to go. You know, Sabrina Ionescu is one of those folks that everyone's like, she's ready to go. Put her in the starting lineup. Olivia Moultrie, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She actually sued the NWSL so that she can go straight from high school into the league professionally. And she won, by the way. Do you think we're at that turning point for the WNBA and the NWSL where we're going to start to see a lot of these girls coming straight out of the high school, straight into the WNBA and be ready?
Listen, I think that we're at the point where we need to have the conversation. You know, I don't think that there's anything wrong with ever having a conversation about it. A lot of people think that they're ready. You know, like even when I was coming out of college, I was coming off of a 39-0 year and scouts were telling me I wasn't ready. So a lot of people, you know, you can think you're ready, but the WNBA, there's 144 women. You know, and that we're one of the hardest leagues to make. You know, there's just not roster spots. There's 12 teams, 12 women on each team. Make a spot if you can, you know, like may the odds be ever in your favor. So I think that conversation needs to come once we expand, because right now we have college players that are super talented, not making rosters because there's just not enough spots available. But I don't think that we should not necessarily talk about it because we don't have availability. We need to expand and then have the conversation.
I think that is a thing people might lose sight of. Like from a players association perspective, it's like, yo, we're all trying to succeed, not just the specific younger players that are coming into the league. Like everybody, you're looking out for all, you know, each other.
Turn it up.
Renee, we have our supporters who ask you questions. So we have Gully Squad. These are our fans, our support. Let's go.
You know how we do, Renee. You've met me before.
So let's get to some questions for you. So we have this is from Steve Stupka. He says. We in Minnesota would like to focus on her time with the Lynx, two-time champions during her stay. What were practices like with the team? How competitive were they?
Oh, my gosh. We had a squad in Minnesota. So let me just say our starters so that people can understand. Lindsay Whalen, Maya Moore, Simone Augustus, Rebecca Brunson, and Sylvia Fowles was our starting unit. And then our second unit, which we called Bitch Mom, that was me, Gia Perkins. We had Natasha Howard, who went on to be Defensive Player of the Year years after that. We had Janelle McCarville. We had Ana Montañana. So when I tell you we had knockdown, drag-out practices, I think that our practices is what prepared us to win 2 championships. Well, in my term, the Minnesota Lynx are a dynasty. Let me be clear. Yeah. While I was there, we won 2 out of the 3 years I was there. But I think it's a testament to that squad, our practices. Coach Cheryl Reeve, I mean, it was intense. I mean, I know they're asking because I know they already know the answer to that. Yes, It was intense.
That's awesome. We also have a question from Laura McCoy. She said, oh, my God, this is the best news. That's to the reaction of you being on the show. She said, would Renee like to be an owner investor in the NWSL team in Atlanta? And there's a bunch of question marks and exclamation points. And did she ever play soccer growing up? Is she aware of the soccer pitches at some of the MARTA, the local train station stops? She's doing so much cool stuff, and they're doing so many cool initiatives on the South Side. So would you like to be, would you at least like to see the NWSL break into Atlanta? Do you think that market is ready for that?
I think we are very prepped and ready in WSL. Come on over here, baby. Yes. Yeah. I
love it. You're rubbing your hands like a owner now,
right? Mr. Burns.
But yeah, no, I would be down to definitely, if not even be an owner, but a supporter. First off, I'm already a supporter, and they're not even here yet. So yes, the answer is to that. And yeah, I played soccer in high school. I don't know if many people know that. I got me a couple hat tricks in my day. I wasn't very good. I was just fast and athletic. And when you're playing in high school, it works. So I was like, all right, in high school, just because I was just pretty much just running around all the time, just like crazy. Yeah, I played in high school.
Did any?
It's nice. Give my hands a break. You know what I mean? Let the feet do some talking.
I'm curious. Did anyone in your high school end up playing professionally or getting playing at a high level of any kind?
Yeah, so my teammate that actually pulled me to go play soccer, her name was Alexis Hornbuckle. She went on to Tennessee and I went to UConn, but we both for basketball. But we played soccer to stay in shape. I should have said that. Soccer is not like my love, but we were very dedicated, and I'm like, we wanted to be in the best shape we could, and everyone knows that soccer you just run all day long, and so there's a different type of stamina than basketball, and so I was trying to see if that cross training worked for me.
Okay,
nice. I got an idea for the name. Me and You United. Your mama and your cousin too.
Your mama and your cousin.
Okay, yo, Renee, the first one's free. Okay, but put it in the marketing department.
You have to pay for the rest of the deck. You get the first sheet.
I have my people call your people. I like it.
I actually, you know what? This isn't one of the Gully Squad questions, but I do have a question for you. I want to put you on the spot. You are West Virginia raised, and this is the closest I got to it. This is the Richmond Kickers. It's a Virginia. I know you West Virginia, different state. I get it. But I got a question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay. Hattie B's or Tudors?
Tudor's Biscuit World is just coming home. What are you talking about? Stop playing, Alexis. She's not coming home.
No, them biscuits for real? That biscuits and gravy is real?
It's for real. Like when I come in town, it's the first thing I got to get for breakfast. Like it's not healthy, but does taste the best. The things that are not healthy taste the best. But yeah, it's really like. And even when I haven't been home for a little while and I come back, I'm like, dang, this is really as good as I remember. So that's just one of those good feelings where the food tastes exactly like you remember it.
All right, WV biscuits all day. I get it.
I was like, man, if Renee could smack you through the screen, I think she would.
Why'd you even bring up Hattie B's? I was gonna say Waffle House, but I knew that was gonna be an L. So I was like, let me think of something else that's Atlanta-ish.
Those biscuits at Tudor's Biscuit World are cooked by hand. It's not like just processed stuff. This is real food here we're talking.
Okay. All right. I gotta try.
Apologize.
I have not tried a Tudor's biscuit. I can't wait. Renee, thank you so much for joining us today. We got a couple things to do before we let you go, but is there anything you want to let people know about before we sign off?
Yeah, first of all, you guys are funny. I think the people already know that. So thank you for having me on here. Check out the podcast. I have a podcast, Remotely Renee. We air every Tuesday, and it's fun. It's my Snook, which is my mom, my sister Cole, and my manager Paul Garino. We talk about sports business, and we just have fun. We talk about my upbringing, all of that. So yeah, holla at the kid at Renee Montgomery on all socials.
Okay, it's a good follow. Follow Renee Montgomery. Okay, let's do a couple other things. We have to get to our Golasso gift. So this is your opportunity to celebrate a goal. We will give you a scenario. You will celebrate the goal. We will animate it, turn into a GIF that will live on the internet forever. Maybe it'll be an NFT someday. I know you're involved in that as well.
Right. Let's go. Let's make that money.
Alexis, you want to give Renee a scenario? For
some reason, it's WNBA final. We are Game 7. We're sitting here. For some reason, instead of overtime, they said, why don't we get the owners down here to score a soccer goal? And you happen to get this beautiful curler just around the goalkeeper. I don't know why they're doing this in the WNBA final, but you scored to win the WNBA final for the Atlanta Dream. How do you celebrate?
Oh, what? Then I'm going like this. I'm going to hit him like this. And then I'm going to drop the mic on him, okay? Okay.
Amazing. Yeah. It's like the announcer can be like, she's holding a microphone for some reason. Why is she playing with the mic?
Give me the mic. Give me your mic. Drop it. That's what
you grab a mic just to drop it?
Yes.
I think she could, or maybe she could have like one of the Britney Spears headsets while she's playing.
She throws it.
Did it again. Yes. That's all of it.
Renee, thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute honor. Everybody go check out all of her work. And make sure you follow us at Soccer Cooligans and at Fubo Sports on all socials, and subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel for more clips of the show. So Renee, let us end the show the way we normally do, as is tradition. So for Renee Montgomery, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The